Coming up tonight on YCN News, New Hampshire gets a new public utility commissioner. Vermont police charge a woman with alleged prostitution. And Stratton Mountain Resort prepares for World Snowboarding Day festivities. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Friday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Former U.S. Senator Scott Brown told the Associated Press that he and his wife will move to New Hampshire for strictly personal reasons. Brown told the AP that he has not made any decisions about running for elected office again. It remains to be seen if Brown will run for state or national political post. He last held the U.S. Senate seat held by the late Senator Ted Kennedy of Massachusetts. This was an interim election to serve out Kennedy's seat. However, Massachusetts voters did not elect Brown to serve a full term as a U.S. Senator. Meanwhile, Brown was the guest speaker at a party hosted Thursday night by the New Hampshire Republican Committee. The event in Nashua required an admission fee, as State GOP Chair Jennifer Horn noted in an email. Although Brown has not declared his intentions, political aficionados are watching his next move. Will Republican Brown run for the U.S. Senate seat now held by Democrat Jeanne Shaheen? Brown told the AP his ties to New Hampshire date to it being the place where he bought his first home. Brown and his wife, broadcast journalist Gail Huff, now will live in Rye, on the seacoast. In November 2004, Brown was elected to Massachusetts legislature as state representative. New Hampshire has a new public utility commissioner, a role that looks out for the interests of consumers. Martin Honeberg will serve as one of the state's 3 commissioners, Governor Maggie Hassan said today in a press release. Earlier, the state's Executive Council confirmed Hassan's choice of Honeberg as a commissioner. Honeberg will work with the Public Utility Commission's 2 other members. The PUC looks out for residential and business customers for fair utility rates and dependable service. Honeberg's career includes serving as a former Assistant Attorney General in New Hampshire. Bradford, Vermont police have a suspect in custody regarding a theft from a well-known retail shop. Working with state police and customers of Farmway, police are charging 58-year-old Alden Littlefield with shoplifting on December 16th. Social media sites helped identify Littlefield as the suspect, police say. Littlefield voluntarily turned himself in. Littlefield also returned to police the items he allegedly stole from the Bradford store. A January 15th court date is scheduled for Littlefield. The hearing on the petty larceny charge will be held in Orange County Superior Court. After the break, we'll hear about the Massachusetts woman charged with alleged prostitution and Stratton Mountain's festivities for World Snowboarding Day.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Hartford, Vermont police are charging a Massachusetts woman with alleged prostitution at a local motel. 50-year-old Miriam Figueroa of Lawrence came to Hartford, Vermont with an unknown male to engage in prohibited acts, police say. Police also are looking into a drug charge. The investigation into the case began with a citizen's complaint call from a mobile gasoline station today. Figueroa is scheduled to appear at a later date in Windsor County Criminal Court. The winter solstice is upon us. On Saturday, December 21st, we in the Northern Hemisphere will experience the longest night of the year. Winter will officially begin. Take a moment from your long day to look up at the stars. Going forward, the days will begin to get a bit longer and there will be more natural light. It's World Snowboarding Day on Sunday. At Stratton Mountain in Vermont, the best snowboarders will gather to show off their twists and turns as they glide down the mountain. Let's take a look at Sunday's plans. Stratton Mountain was the first resort to welcome snowboarding. This Sunday, Stratton is hosting World Snowboarding Day. YCN News stopped by the village to talk to Steve in the Burton store about the upcoming events this weekend. Why is Stratton the place to celebrate World Snowboard Day?
Stratton Mountain was actually the first place to welcome snowboarding back in 1983. We're one of the first places to have a half pipe, and the U.S. Open of Snowboarding started at Stratton Mountain. We have a lot of famous snowboarders that got their start here. Ross Powers, the Matrani brothers, and Louis Vito and Danny Davis actually went to Stratton Mountain School.
So Steve, tell me what's going on this Sunday for World Snowboarding Day.
Well, this Sunday at the shop, we're going to have free trivia. We'll see how much you guys know about snowboarding, Burton, Stratton, all that stuff. And we're also offering demos. We're going to have all the 2014 board and bindings for you to try.
So what is a flash mob?
So a flash mob is everyone's going to be at the top of the mountain at a designated time. We're all going to get together and go down the mountain all at once, and it's going to be a great time.
Are there any contests or giveaways going on?
Yeah, we actually have an Instagram contest going on. So any good videos or photos that you guys get, just throw it on Instagram, hashtag Stratton WSD13, and you could win some really cool prizes.
What else is going on that makes this a good weekend to be at Stratton?
Well, we're actually opening up our big park over in Big Bend. That's going to be a great time with jumps, rails, everything you'd like. We're also opening up our border cross in East Burnside, which is a great time. Take your friends, have a little race. And we're also offering our Stratitude Friday with the Jib Lab outside the snowboard school. That's going to be a great time right on the hill. Everyone can see you. And we also have Red Bull drink specials.
The weekend's weather should be just right for this event. We leave you tonight with a scene from this unique estate in West Chesterfield, New Hampshire. The Christmas lights here are one of our favorite places to see holiday lights. For directions to the property, visit ycnnow.com. The lights are on until December 22nd. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Bring your umbrella when you go out this weekend. tomorrow and Sunday we're expecting rain showers with highs in the 40s and lows between 34 and 36 degrees. Monday, we have a high of 39 with lows in the teens. Tuesday, temperatures drop down to highs in the 20s and a low of 1 degree. Wednesday, we'll have a high of 22 degrees and lows in the teens. If you haven't spotted Santa yet this season, head over to the Wendell Barwood Arena in White River Junction, Vermont, tomorrow for the Santa Claus Skate. Skate with Santa, drink hot chocolate, and enjoy some music from noon to 1:30 p.m. Now, let's look at some scores from yesterday's local high school games. In girls basketball, the Bow Falcons defeated the Fall Mountain Wildcats 51-48. Also in girls basketball, Conant High School defeated our local Kearsarge High School. The final score is 55-46. Now let's turn to college sports. The UNH Wildcats arrived in North Dakota to take on number 1 ranked North Dakota State in the NCAA semifinals. The game is happening tonight at the Fargo Dome in Fargo, North Dakota. The Wildcats have a 6-game winning streak. But can they continue their streak? North Dakota has 7 straight wins and no losses. The Wildcats have 2 players who have traveled over 1,000 yards this season. Nico Starelli as the rusher and Justin Mello as a receiver. Good luck to the UNH Wildcats, and we hope you achieve a great victory in the semifinals.
Thank you for joining us for this Friday edition of YCN News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And you can watch our programs anytime online at www.ycnnow.com. I'm Rose Spillman for YCN, your local view. Good night.